The most important piece of advice is basically threefold. And the first aspect is most startups or most entrepreneurs think, that the loud ones and, the very extrovert people are the ones who are going to get funding and who are going to be successful. This is completely not true. And this is not only saying me, this is also science and research saying actually the more calm demeanor is actually the one who's going to win. And they're maybe not on the first instance, but on the second instance, they're the exciting ones. And that's also what VCs and also investors in general are looking at. That's A. B is preparation. Or the second is preparation. Why? Because I think it's extremely important. My recommendation to approach VCs is do your homework. Do your homework means go onto websites. I, for example, recommend the Bundesverband Deutscher Beteiligungsgesellschaften. This is BVKAP, I think. And there you find a list of all investors, and you can basically sort them for stage, what stages they're interested in, what sectors, what type of startups, and so on. You can really cluster them. Then you get a long list. Then you should reduce them by an ABC principle to a short list, so the ones that you really like and where you think there's a good match. And once you have a good match, you should follow from C to B to A, meaning starting with the least preferred one and going to A, right? And then the last recommendation is, of course, to go to events like Tech Tour in order to meet them in person, which I think is always beneficial. First of all, I think AI is already a very difficult term to define because there are so many different versions. I would like to, I think two developments are extremely exciting. One is AI in terms of big data. Big data, I think where btov recently invested is a startup that is an AI big data company in Vienna. I'm not saying the name right now, but they are existing, and they basically help to counter terrorism. So they want to detect future terrorist attacks like we have seen in Paris and in Berlin and all over Europe and the world basically, to prevent them happening, right? So they basically find clusters through artificial intelligence of terrorists well in advance, communicate them to police, and basically basically make it not happen what should not happen. That's number one. Number two is, and that's actually startups I also met here at Tech Tour, where you have robotics, which is for me also one part of artificial intelligence that actually help in rehabilitation of patients and also help handicapped people to live a better life. That I think is two very exciting developments. So robotics helping people and AI helping people to better live. Obvious one is, that banks should, engage, and that's really the obvious one in corporate venture capital, in corporate venturing, in incubators, in accelerators. That's the obvious one, and that's probably the expected answer. I think that's only one part of the truth. The most important is mindset, and that actually means, actually means, to me, the willingness to be able and to probably cannibalize your own businesses. So actually be able to, so they have very traditional businesses, and we all know there is other digital alternatives to it, and basically this is going to be cannibalizing your business. And there's always basically two hearts beating in your body or in the banking body, beating, I don't want to cannibalize this one because I still have the traditional one. Or I have the new one already in place. And I think the actual recommendation is to start with small teams, building own businesses or buying new businesses, build them bigger, and have the danger of cannibalizing but surviving basically new innovations. That's my recommendation.